of the AFC Champions League 2020, Ulsan Hyundai.
You're listening to the K-League United podcast, proud partner of Football Nation Radio.
Hello, I'm Ashton McCann and welcome to The Weekend, your bite-sized preview edition of the K-League United podcast. I'm Paul Neat, and coming up in this episode, Peter Hampshire previews K-League 2 Round 4 and Ryan Walters looks ahead to Round 6 in the top tier. But first, here are the news headlines we are following this week. K-League's youngest player record is broken yet again. Suwon FC's Lee Young-jun on Wednesday became the youngest player to appear in K-League at the age of 17, 9 months and 22 days. This after Kang Sung-jin of FC Seoul last week set the record at 17 years, 11 months and 12 days. Ki Sung-young scores a second match winner in the space of a week, first against Incheon United, then in the closing stages of Wednesday's win for FC Seoul over Gwangju. Football is called Ki a different class. And Hwang Hee-chan has withdrawn from the Korean national team squad set to face Japan in a friendly next week. A decision on Son Heung-min is yet to be made. Son lasted just 17 minutes of last week's North London derby with a hamstring problem and is a doubt for the trip to Yokohama. We start with some K-League 1 news. Incheon United have said that their striker Stefan Magosha is unlikely to feature this month. Speaking in a post-match press conference, Incheon boss Cho Sung-wan said that Magosha needs time after leaving hospital and is not expected back until April. The Montenegrin international contracted COVID-19 last month and is yet to feature for Incheon this term. In midweek, Incheon beat Suwon FC 4-1 with Elias Aguirre having a hand in 3 of the 4 goals, scoring the first before assisting Ngueba for the third and Moon Ji-hwan for the fourth. But manager Cho Sung-wan said that he was not satisfied with the performance. He said that his team gave away too many opportunities to the opposition and this is something which needs to be worked on moving forward. On the opposing team was Lee Young-jun, who became the youngest player in K-League at 17 years, 9 months and 22 days. Lee, wearing the number 99 shirt, started the match and was replaced by Lars Veldevik at half-time. It proved to be quite an eventful game at Sungri Arena Park as Park Ji-soo was sent off for the second consecutive match. Park, returning to K-League with Suwon FC after a 2-year stint in the Chinese Super League, had his sending off against Songnam rescinded, allowing him to play against Incheon. However, the Korean international centre-back was giving his marching orders on 70 minutes for handball against Incheon, leading to their second penalty of the evening. But for the second match in a row, Park's suspension will not be upheld and he is available to face Jeonbuk this weekend. On the other side of town, Suwon Blue Wings returned from their midweek win over Pohang Steelers, still with the league's best defence, having shipped just once in their first 5 matches of the new season. Coming up this Sunday is the first super match of 2021, with FC Seoul making the short trip south to Big Bird. Speaking at a special press conference on Thursday ahead of the visit of FC Seoul, Blue Wings boss Park Hwan-ha says that he believes his team can stop Ki Sung-young and that Seoul's defence is weak. Ki Sung-young bagged the second match winner in the space of a week on Wednesday night, curling his effort into the top corner with around 6 minutes of the 90 remaining in Seoul's 2-1 victory over Gwangju. Seoul boss Park Jin-sop expressed his gratitude in the post-match press conference and said that he always enjoyed watching the super match and that his players are well aware of its importance, adding that while goals are important, he hopes that it is a good match for the fans to enjoy. The super match will be seen as the marquee match this weekend, and to pinpoint just why that is, while also highlighting the team and player to keep an eye on this weekend in K-League 1 Round 6, here is our Editor-in-Chief, Ryan Walters.
With both Suwon Samsung Blue Wings and FC Seoul coming off emotional midweek victories, the stage is set for the first super match of 2021 to be truly spectacular. Especially with Suwon exploding for 3 goals against Pohang midweek after largely defensive performances to start the season. Led by Kim Gun-hee and 18-year-old Jung Sang-bin, the Blue Wings attack found a new gear, absolutely tearing through Pohang's midfield. Despite the goals getting the headlines, the defense also shone once again, holding their 4th clean sheet in 5 matches. Whether it's Min Sang-gi or Cho Jung-won, the defense in front of No Dong-gun continues to be organized extremely well from the middle of the 3-man backline. Something that has suited wingback Lee Ki-jae quite nicely, as the 29-year-old has the freedom to roam forward and netted his first of the season last time out. Attempting to break down the league's best defense will be Ki Sung-young. Coming off the bench for the first time this season, the veteran scored a second consecutive match winner in his 100th K-League appearance midweek, and certainly will factor into this one as well. The on-fire midfield maestro is showing the difference he can make for FC Seoul when playing at full health. Few have benefited more from Key's resurgence than forward Na Sang-ho. The pair connected for one of the goals of the season against Suwon FC, and Na found his way onto the score sheet again early against Gwangju. Look for them to team up once again in this one and test Suwon's stingy defense. While the likes of Suwon, Jeonbuk, and Ulsan get the attention vying for top spot, Jeju United has slid under the radar as the only other undefeated team. They don't have the flash and flair of a high-octane attack yet, but what they do boast is the league's second-best defense that's held 3 clean sheets, including against Ulsan Hyundai midweek. Even league leaders Jeonbuk were only able to get 1 past Oh Sung-hoon and still couldn't come away with the win. Having seen off a difficult schedule to start the season, the Islanders are set to face Gwangju, Suwon FC, and Gangwon in the coming weeks and could lay the foundations to well and truly distance themselves from the relegation pack early in their first season back in the top flight. Considering Gwangju have yet to hold a clean sheet, this could be the match recent signings Oscar Zawada and Jerso Fernandez really get going and add the missing goal-scoring threat for Jeju. With 3 goals in as many days, it seems safe to say Stanislav Ilyachenko has found his form. Netting twice in Jeonbuk's 3-2 victory over Daegu FC midweek, the former Pohang Steelers standout seems to have found his Alexander Plasovich replacement in the form of Kimbo Kyung. The 2019 MVP assisted on both of Ilyachenko's goals against Daegu, and considering the woeful form of Suwon FC's defense, the two should be primed for a big day at the office this Saturday. Round 6 kicks off with Jeju United hosting Gwangju FC on Saturday. That will be followed by Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors hosting Suwon FC. Most of the matches take place on Sunday, with Gangwon FC hosting Incheon United for the early kickoff. At the same time, Seongnam FC will be hosting Pohang Steelers. At 4:30 on Sunday, it is the super match between Suwon Samsung Blue Wings and FC Seoul, and then the late game that day will be Daegu FC hosting Ulsan Hyundai. Match previews, analysis, and much more, as always, are on K-League United and KLeague.com. Back to you, Paul.
Thank you very much for that, Ryan. Elsewhere in K-League 1, Gwangju FC have added a couple of new foreign signings, confirming the acquisitions of Croatian centre-back Alexander Andrejevic and Brazilian forward Hayes. Into K-League 2 now, Gimcheon Sangmu picked up their first win of the season last time out, easing past Daejeon Hana Citizen with a 2-1 victory. Injuries to key players is behind the Army team's slow start. In fact, in pre-season, manager Kim Tae-wan said that he expected his team to get off to a difficult start because of injuries to the likes of Kwon Kyung-won and Park Young-woo, who are due to leave for their parent clubs this summer. However, Kim revealed as of this week that he will have 14 new players to choose from, with all positions now strengthened. The latest intake at Sangmu, which includes Gu Sung-yoon, Dong Sung-hyun, Ha Chang-dae and Do Gyu-song, among others, joined training on Friday and will be available for selection soon. Gimcheon are in action this weekend. They face Busanai Park away from home, and to tell us why this match has been pinpointed as the match of the round, as well as with the team and player to watch in K-League 2 round 4 this weekend, here is Peter Hampshire.
Yes, time to dive into the party that is K-League 2. Round 4 kicks off this weekend with Seoul Eland looking to extend their lead at the top. It's been an incredible start to the second tier this season, with fans back in the stands and every team recording at least one win in their first 3 fixtures. Your match of the round this week is Busanai Park against Gimcheon Sangmu at the Gudok. That's on Sunday at 4 p.m. Korean time. Despite both sides being pre-season favourites to compete towards the top this season, the pair have won just one of their first 3 games in the second division. Newly promoted Busan have not won at the Gudok since August. That was a victory against Pohang Steelers, and suffered a 4-0 defeat at the hands of Chongnam Asan last time out. Boss Ricardo Perez has shown faith in youth this season and actually started with 3 under-22 players at Asan. Lee Tae-min, he became the K-League 2's youngest ever player at 17 years old, while Park Ho-young, Kim Jin-kyu and Ahn Jung-soo received call-ups to the under-23 Korean national team squad ahead of the Olympics this summer, hopefully. And some unfortunate news for Busan fans. They will be without Park Jong-woo and Kang Min-soo, such influential players. They both have long-term injury layoffs. On to Gimcheon then. One player who enjoyed a breakthrough season last year was 19-year-old Oh Hyun-kyu. And Oh scored in Gimcheon's 2-1 win at Daejeon Hana Citizen last time out in his first start of the season. Kim Tae-wan certainly has lots of attacking power at his disposal, with Oh Se-hoon, Park Dong-jin and Kim Bo-suk named among the substitutes last weekend. Moon Son-min, he netted a late equaliser for Sangju Sangmu, now Gimcheon of course, in the corresponding fixture at the Gudok last season in a 1-1 draw. Your team to look out for this week then is Chungnam Asan, up to 3rd in the K-League 2 table. Asan boasted 4 players in the K2 Best 11 for round 3 as Yoo Jun-soo, Ryohei Michibuchi, Park Sejik and Park Min-so received accolades for their performances in the 4-0 win against Busan. Up against the other side this weekend, who have started the season well in Ansan Greeners, manager Park Dong-hyuk will look to continue building on a sturdy defence, having conceded just once so far this season, and Parkside will certainly hope that this improvement at the back can help them improve on 2020 home form, where they won just 2 fixtures. Their match against Busan was actually Asan's first time scoring 4 in a game since June 2019, also against Busan, and Michibuchi actually stands as K2's joint top scorer, and he's level with round 4 opponent Ansan Greeners Kim Yun-do in the goal scoring charts. Asan lifted their XG expected goals from 0.33 in round 1 to 1.94 in round 2's defeat to Bucheon, and then they raised it again to 2.28 last time out in the hammering of Busan. However, interestingly, they relinquished possession against Busan, having just 30% of the ball compared to 58% in that defeat to Bucheon. Your player of the round to look out for is Park Chan-young of Jeonnam Dragons. Playing every minute for the Dragons so far this season at centre-back, Park has been a key figure in a defence that has conceded just once all season so far. Just one of 2 teams yet to taste defeat this season after 3 games, beating Gyeongnam FC and earning a draw at Seoul Eland last time out. Park Chan-young has formed a decent partnership with Ko Tae-wan, who scored in the opener at Jamsil this season, and Park himself is also capable of finding the net. Still fresh in the mind of Dragons fans will be Park's last-minute winner at Suwon FC last October in a 4-3 win, and Park this season was particularly impressive on the opening day, showing what he is capable of in a clean sheet performance against Chungnam Asan. The 25-year-old won 83% of his aerial duels, boasted an 84% passing accuracy, and made more recoveries, 19, than in any of his games last season. Your round 4 fixtures then, it's Bucheon FC at home to 2nd place Jeonnam Dragons, that's at 1:30. At 4 o'clock it's FC Anyang hosting Daejeon Hana Citizen, and then 6:30 Ansan Greeners at home to Chungnam Asan. On Sunday, Gyeongnam hosts Seoul Eland at 1:30, and then the weekend finishes off with that match to watch, Busanai Park at home to Gimcheon Sangwoo at 4 p.m. And one more thing to mention, Gyeongnam's goalkeeper Song Jong-hyun will miss their game with Elan this weekend through suspension. He is eligible to return for round 5. That's it, back to you, Paul.
Fans, we want to hear from you. You're encouraged to email KLU at info@kleagueunited.com or tweet at KLeague United with any questions, comments or reactions. Or follow us on Facebook to ask directly during one of our live shows.
Thank you very much, Peter. Former K-Leaguers abroad now, Miroslav Orsic scored a hat-trick against a Son Heung-min-less Tottenham Hotspur in the Europa League on Thursday night. Orsic and his Dynamo Zagreb teammates picked up a 3-0 win over Spurs in extra time to dump Jose Mourinho's side out of the competition. Tottenham won the first leg 2-0, but goals from the former Ulsan and Jeonnam Dragons forward Orsic in the 62nd, 82nd and 106 minutes sees Dynamo advance to the last 8. Elsewhere in Europe, Hwang Hee-jo scored his 7th and 8th goals of the season in Bordeaux's 3-1 away win over Dijon. The brace was Hwang's first goals in 6 matches and helps his side move up to 11th in the table. Despite the goals, there was no place in the Korean national team squad for Hwang Hee-jo, but Hwang Hee-chan, who was selected initially, has been forced to withdraw. It was announced by the KFA on Wednesday that due to German quarantine regulations, the RB Leipzig forward will not be taking part in the friendly against Japan. The hamstring injury suffered by Son Heung-min is not a serious one according to Sport Seoul, but national team boss Paolo Bento and Son's club Tottenham Hotspur admit that they are both facing something of a dilemma as to whether Son should be included for the forthcoming friendly against Japan. Local media in Britain such as Sky Sports and Football London said that Son Heung-min's injury is as a result of overwork. Son has played in all 27 EPL games this season, 41 matches in all competitions. His recovery period is unknown, but Son Heung-min also picked up a hamstring problem last September and returned after just a week. Paolo Bento says that he will decide whether to include Son after the various medical checks have been carried out. And that is it for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget, we do have previews and all kinds of things going on KLeagueUnited.com and KLeague.com as well. We are on social media, all at KLeague United. And to find us, the link is, as always, in the Bruno bio. Until next time, goodbye.
스코어 2대0 김남춘의 추가골. 지금 이진영 선수가 김남춘